Pick that up.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
Pick it up! Now!
There's always been conflict between Diane and her daughter Georgina.
Think you're so clever just because you got the zappers, don't you? Just because you can turn the telly off and on to an IME?
The relationship was difficult from the start. Diane was 30 and immersed in her career when she unexpectedly found she was pregnant. Fred already had 2 grown-up children from his first marriage. At 52, he wasn't sure about starting again. But Diane had high hopes of motherhood.
I wanted a child. The professor says, oh, sleepless nights, do you really want all this at my time of life? Oh, I'm determined, I didn't want to know. And then, of course, we had a premature baby, didn't we, at 32 weeks. Special care baby unit. That's the root of all my problems, because I've been used to working with computers or paper and files, and I was in control. You know, push this button, that's what's going to happen. With a baby, it was, oh, what does that noise mean? What do I do now? How do I pick it up? You know, we felt as if we were doing it all wrong. It wasn't our baby, it was a blob in a box. And I would say the worst night of my life was the first night where I was in a room in the hospital with her and they'd disconnected all the machines and the bleepers. And I think, oh my God, I don't want to go to sleep because supposing she stops breathing. I was helpless. And then when we brought her home, if I didn't get it right first time, I thought, oh, I'd literally, oh well, I've fed you, I've changed you, I've done what I should. You're crying. Get on with it. You cry. I don't know what to do. Because Fred raised 2 children from a young age by himself, I would turn to him and he'd assume control. Perhaps if Fred hadn't been around, I'd have had to do these things and they would have come natural. But they didn't come natural.
7 years on, parenting still doesn't come naturally to Diane.
No dialogue, you've lost a penny. I'm sorry, you've lost 1 penny.
But she and Fred are hoping behaviour expert Warwick Dyer will help them.
You're silly! Go away!
Will you calm down, please?
No.
Warwick says that the problem with this family is rage. So, step 1, Fred and Diane agreed to control their tempers.
Stop being rude, Georgina.
Go away!
Shouting anger is not a punishment in itself. She's used to it. She's had 8 years of it, of us jumping up and down. That isn't the punishment, that's the reward.
Where once they were so angry they would have smacked Georgina, step 2, they must now use 1 penny sanctions instead.
I'm not tired!
You're being very, very rude, Georgina. I'm afraid you've lost all those pennies.
No!
We don't want to take any more pennies off you, Georgina, but I think we're going to have to if you're going to carry on like this.
Whenever Georgina's naughty, she should get a warning, followed by a fine.
If you don't do your face, I'm going to have to take penny away. We really don't want to. This is your last chance.
No!
Step 3. Warwick says all bad behaviour stems from rudeness. Therefore, children and parents must be polite.
Can you put the television on, please?
That's still not a very nice way.
Can you put the television on, please?
Well, Georgina's just stepped upstairs.
I don't want to go.
After 3 days, there's no change in Georgina's behaviour.
What, look. Well, that is so rude, Georgina.
Each night, Fred and Diane have to phone Warwick and tell him every detail of their day, no matter how long it takes.
Still on the phone an hour later.
Despite the lack of progress, Warwick's optimistic.
She will test your positiveness, and you've got to come through that test. You let the same
and Catherine and Ellie.
Let's go for it then, shall we?
Georgina's behaviour has been so bad that having friends round is a rare occurrence.
La 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 la.
Bit by bit, all other parents have chosen not to let their children mix with Georgina for whatever reason, because of what they hear about her behaviour or what they perceive about me and Fred. We're not your typical socially acceptable couple. He's a lot older than me, he's a lot smaller than me. You couldn't get to greater extremes if you wanted. We have had people, "Here, mate, what's it like, fucking that?" And, I mean, Fred takes it as a joke. He's brilliant. You know, you've got to laugh at them. Laugh at their ignorance. But it doesn't work like that for me.
Warwick believes Diane's poor self-image has rubbed off on Georgina.
Your daughter doesn't feel loved. You can count on that. Now she goes to school, she can't make friends. She can't make friends for two reasons. One, because she doesn't feel good about herself, so she doesn't know who am I to be a friend to somebody. The other thing is, because she twists you around her little finger, she expects them to function in the same way you do.
She bosses them about.
So she bosses them about. She's not very pleasant to be with. Now, you've got to train this away.
Today is the first time Diane sees that the training might work.
They were on this tyre swing, so her hands started getting cold. I said, well, I can lend you my gloves, but I know from experience, if they don't fit, you throw them off in a pad.
Come on, Fred.
So she said, yes, Mummy, I'll have your gloves. And then she pulled the gloves off.
Don't start fighting for a packet of crisps. That's what children do. Quietly say, I'm not going to take them off you, but I'm telling you, if you eat them, X is going to happen.
I had them first.
You're not having them before you go to bed. Thank you.
But my guess is there weren't really any sanctions for that.
Well, by that time, we the matter, she was just asking for one thing after another.
If you give up on sanctions for behaviour, then she's won.
Give me.
You have to in the morning. Here's your strawberry.
No.
Okay, well, good night then. We can turn the light off when we're going down.
No.
Good night. We'll turn the light off when
No.
No, no.
Want crisps.
You're not having the crisps tonight?
I want them.
No, you
No
don't.
dialogue. No dialogue.
I want them.
No.
No. No.
Get into bed, please. Get into bed, please.
Oh.
Come on, sorry, but it's very tight.
Tuck me in,
I'll tuck you in.
please.
Come on.
Oh, Simpsons, please.
Well, it's a bit late for Simpsons, even.
No.
No. Oh, no.
Oh.
She has how many pennies in the course of the day?
30.
30, and she ended up with 15, so she lost 15p. 15p for the way she behaved doesn't seem like much to me, Fred. You were getting into this thing, we can't control her whatever we do. But it isn't a question of controlling her right there and there. It's a question of consequences. So you keep calm and you keep dishing out the sanctions.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll leave it there, but thanks a lot.
Okay,
and,
give us a ring tomorrow.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks.
It's 2 days before Georgina's 8th birthday, and Fred and Diane had been hoping to organise a party.
We've sent some invitations to some of the children in the class. Several people have said the party's too early and it's too far, or they've said they're doing something else. Whether it's because I go and collect them and they see me as an older parent, I'm not sure what the real reason there behind their thinking, but most of the parents would come up with what I would consider a strange excuse. They've said, we're going round to see Auntie, or my husband's got to go to college, or we're going to get things that we haven't got yet. Georgina tends to find it difficult to make friends at school. What I've noticed on a couple of occasions is that she's caught up with her school associates, and they seem to walk faster to get away from her, and she sort of walks a bit quicker to catch up with them, and in the end they literally end up running away from her. Sad really when the children in their own class say, I don't want to come to your party.
No television time.
Tonight, Diane's tired and has lost her temper. She's breaking all Warwick's rules.
One less present.
He says parents should always give a warning before a sanction.
Another present gone.
And children must never be left with nothing.
And another present. No money, no TV time.
I didn't hear too much of, well, I don't really want to take it away from you, but it was almost as if, you know, every time you open your mouth you're going to lose a penny.
That's exactly how it was.
Oh, okay. So she didn't get any chances then?
She was pushing her luck the whole bath, wasn't she?
Get your gyms on, that's a good girl.
Mummy's horrible.
Be careful up until Father Christmas.
You don't go down that road.
You're so horrible.
Right, Father Christmas. Right, that's one present for Georgina.
You're horrible.
Oh, you want to lose another one, do you?
Just come out, dear, just come out.
Oh, Father Christmas, you don't have to come here. You've got many toys to carry.
Just leave her alone, don't just keep winding her up.
Oh, I'll give her space. Just see how far she'll go. Father Christmas!
Don't wind her up. You're just aggravating her now.
I agree with Fred. I think you had gone too far in the sense that the whole process when there is anger is just completely negative. You have got to avoid it. You've got to make a distinction between what is an ordinary child wanting attention and bad behaviour. You never made that distinction early on. I'm convinced you didn't. You started sanctioning what was ordinary behaviour, and now look at the state you're in.
In the light of what Warwick said, Fred and Diane look back at Georgina, aged 4.
The child is obviously in distress, crying out for attention and affection, and I am stonewalling her. If it wasn't me in that film, I'd be reporting the mother to social services. You want to go into that tape recorder now and cuddle her, don't you? But at the time... It's her whole life. Go away! You don't want you. I've seen that bit until you pointed it out. But it says it all. It's only a few seconds, but I think it's very, very powerful. I feel if that was another person and not me, I'd go into that set and shake that person.
Does it make you feel guilty then?
Oh yes, oh yes.
Later that day, Georgina also watched the home movie.
To hear it coming out of her own mouth as she watched herself. Mummy, mummy, I was having a tantrum there. I was crying, and you laughed at me. You should have cuddled me. And she's not even 8, and she's saying that to me now. It shows that we've actually...
A bit profound, isn't it?
Very profound. We've had on our hands a very intelligent child, which perhaps is the problem. Although one label given to her was learning difficulties, but
yes,
I think not.
Old today, look at this.
But I don't feel like being 8 years old. I still feel like being a 7 years old.
Does that mean you don't want to be grown up?
Yeah.
Mummy never wanted to grow up.
Mum's already grown up. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 birthday cards.
Wow.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Georgina. Happy birthday to you.
Go on, keep blowing.
Well, I did magic ones.
So the birthday girl had a lovely birthday, have we?
Yes.
Right then, Mummy, how much has she got tonight?
Tell me, how many pennies have you got?
13.
Why is that?
Because I've been very good at school, been doing my work, and I be polite. I said thank you to give me my presents, and I wrapped them nicely without ripping the presents and without ripping the cards. I've done them very carefully, and I asked Mummy to do my strawberry milk very kindly. And I said, please Daddy, can I cut birthday cake? And he said, yes, of course you can. And that's why I earned 30 pence. 30. I got 30 pence! Right,
No! All in your nice new jammies. I remember an incident from my childhood. Our deterrent was an old carpet beads, a thing like a stick, and it's like a flower shape on the top. And I know my brother was a sod. My mum used to say, look what you're doing to me, and she'd have a nerve rash come up. She used to get that stick from the top of the kitchen cupboard, and it was... She lost it, absolutely lost it. And I can see that that's where I could go. And I don't want to go there. I've got to remember, there's nothing wrong with my daughter.
I was very cross because you made me very cross.
I'll make you very cross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're cross. Because when you're good, I'll be pleased. When you're good at, when you're saying nice, friendly to me, I'll be friendly to you.
Tomorrow, you're going to Mr. Cooper's office in your pyjamas. And all the other children are going to say, ha 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 ha.
This was Diane and her daughter 3 months ago, when they got on so badly she wanted her taken into care.
If it all cut off, then you won't have to have it done, will you?
No!
Oh, you got to put your arm out of this socket, didn't I?
For most of Georgina's life, her parents have tried to control her with rage.
Why do you have to make such a fuss?
It hurts, that's all!
The family are now getting help from behaviour expert Warwick Dyer. There's one battleground left.
The flashpoint of today was the hair again. She was putting her hands in the way, she kept moving around the car, and I thought, am I an idiot here? I'm not going to do it on her terms.
All right.
I think she's got her mind set. Ouch, ouch, ouch.
Have you suggested that she does the brushing to start with herself?
She won't touch
She
it.
won't touch her hair. If you don't take your hand away.
I don't like
The
it.
first thing you do is you make the problem as easy as possible. So lots of conditioner in her hair. Use plenty, because she gets used to the fact that brushes will go through the hair without hurting.
Mummy! No.
But she's getting on to 8. She should now be brushing it herself.
Georgina, don't climb away from me, because that's another penny.
Look, my bowl. And I've got scruffy hair. I've got scruffy hair, Daddy.
We're going to brush it now, aren't we? Georgina, is your tea?
Now that Fred and Diane have finally mastered Warwick's rules, they have more control over their daughter.
Pull your trousers up, please. I'm going to ask you again, Georgina. I'll ask you nicely, or you have to lose a penny.
What's a penny?
Right, do you want to lose another penny then? Would you please stand up and pull your trousers up without knocking your dinner over? No, that's not properly,
Oh,
Georgina.
for God's sake!
You lose a penny if you lose your temper. Thank you. We were trying to press Warwick for how long do we carry on phoning every night? When is the work done? And, you know, we were dreaming. I mean, realistically, the work is never done. Careful, you're sliding!
This is Georgina with a party hat on. What have we got for our Christmas dinner? Let's have a look. Oh, there's turkey, Brussels sprouts.
Oh, I'll put this snake on your dinner.
Get up, get up. Get up, get up. You get all wet.
You're a bit smaller than me.
How would you say it's been going?
Slowly on the up.
Right, I'll be the vicar. Move back a little bit, move back a little bit.
Because Georgina is getting on better with her parents, there's an improvement in her social life. After 4 months of Warwick's regime, Georgina's going for a checkup with a paediatrician who once prescribed the drug Ritalin for her behaviour.
Can you get yourself dressed completely?
Sometimes I need a little bit of help.
And you do it every morning without any problem?
That's more the norm. The occasions when she resists are becoming fewer.
You don't notice the difference day by day, but when you haven't seen her for this time, to hear this getting dressed and ready for school without any hassle is terrific news.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. And she goes into school now without any fuss.
Yeah.
She's getting to the point she wants to run in by herself now, so we just watch her run in rather than walk with her.
Does she throw the temper tantrums anymore? If you had to sort of count them, what are we talking per day or per week?
Probably 2 a month.
That's fantastic.
It is, isn't it?
They do think congratulations.
Okay.
You look relaxed.
In the middle. Thank you, yeah.
10 years younger.
You're aware that we've done this without the drug?
Sure.
Yeah,
yes,
all right.
Oh yes.
Right.
I'm delighted. You can't get side effects from a drug that you don't use.
I spoke to a teacher yesterday and they said that, generally speaking, there's been quite a big improvement. Academics, she's doing still quite well. Most nights she's getting the money, and some days she keeps it all, and other days she loses some.
My mum will be proud of me.
Well, I am too. Thank you.
All done.
Hello. How are things going?
Actually quite good today.
Good.
We've had a really good day.
That's lovely. She's now getting round to the view that it's okay to do what Mum says because she's not going to be angry with me. And it is just training, and she is starting to accept that training.
Yes, there's a few things now I've mentioned to her and I've expected a scene, and it's, yeah, OK, Mummy, I'll do that for you. No problem, Mummy. Just cut the little...
It's good that other people have noticed that she's getting better, so that's...
Good. Well, that's excellent, guys. And I have to say to you, that is all down to your hard work. You know, from the Georgina that you had, I'm not saying you're out of the woods yet, we've still got quite a bit of work to do probably, but from the child that you had, who was tremendously irritating, from that child to the child you've got now is absolutely leaps and bounds.
So we'll withdraw the application for the boot camp then?
You've turned her around, there's no two ways about that.
So when did we start on the wife?
Right, we'll start on that now, shall we?
Yes, how do we train her? That's a difficult one.
Well, the thing is, if you think about it, well, I haven't trained Georgina. I have trained Diane, I have trained you.
After 7 months, Fred and Diane now phone Warwick once a week. Social services are reviewing Georgina to see if she still has special needs.
It's frightening to think that we had a child who we detested, wanted social services to take away. I look at her now and I want to try and make her feel happy and secure, and I want her to have happy memories of childhood. Not the fact that she was always in trouble being told off or shouted at. I won't give her away now.
That's right. Why don't you hold that up? Because people wonder what you're doing here. All this time they've been watching you, and they don't say, what's she doing? What's she making? So what is it?
What does it look like?
Well, I'm not... What does it look like? Well, a bit of our wall. Yeah? What should it look? What should it be?
Blanket, baby blanket,
Blanket.
baby shawl.
Before?
Your grandchild to be.
My grandchild to be, how about that? Yes, my first grandchild. Makes you feel old, doesn't it?
Go. I see your auntie.
Auntie Georgina.
Ready?
Hello.
Well, that's a lot. That is the next size up. That'll drown you. You know, like sticking your way down there.